All right, here we go. Carver and Lisi with you. NFL Divisional Weekend, College Football National Championship Monday night. It is all happening, and it is good to be back with you. The preview, the picks, everything that you want to get you ready for this weekend. Mike Carver with you, along with the encyclopedia of college football, the one, the only. Go for the two, Joe Lisi. Hi, Joe.
Much better. I'm much better at the noon hour, Carver. I've got coffee. I ate. I got a little fuel in the pipes. I feel much
saying
better.
I got you too early last week.
I rolled out of bed. I didn't even know my name last week. If the only way you want to get me 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, which I do normal shows during the weekend and in the football season, you got to pay me. To expect me to roll out of bed and be entertaining on no dime. What are we doing here?
Right.
What are we doing? Come on. This is the best show around. Let me just say this.
Okay, you can say whatever you want.
A lot of clowns. I'm seeing a lot of clowns on the intranet. A lot of clowns, okay? Oh, but Hardball, this one, that one, the Rams this, the Rams that. All of a sudden, we anointed D'Amico Ryans Coach of the Year. Please. I'm back. I've been knocked around more times than Rocky in Rocky 1. There's you. There's the kid. What is it? What do we got? We got everything but the truth. What's the truth? I'm afraid. But you know what? I am afraid. I'm afraid. But I'm going in. I'm going in guns a-blazing this weekend. Guns a-blazing. I'm taking no prisoners. And I, on the show,
yeah,
I have my mortadella chicken cutlet. Okay?
Yeah.
Chicken cutlet. Pecorino, okay, play, not of the year, not of the decade, not of the millennium, not even of the galaxy. What's that thing that's coming probably in 6 months that won't matter? The C2 Atlas 360? Play of the year, Atlas 321. Atlas 321, game of the year. The Atlas 321.
Lisi looks fed and energized this week. Look at that, Joe.
I am fed and energized. I'm back in the gym, too. Back in the gym.
We need some outlets. Extend. Some gutless from Joe. Joe does look fed and energized.
Not shaving, though, but it doesn't matter. It's Friday.
Before we get to the games, and it sounds like you're zeroed in with the chicken cutlet, mozzarella.
Sweep the leg special. Atlas 321
over the head with the soccer quarters. You have everything all ready to go here this week. You mentioned his name, so I'll just say it to you. I told you last week, Giants had to throw the full court press at Harbaugh, and it certainly seems like they did. It also helps with how much money they gave him. I know
$20 million now to be a head coach in the NFL. These guys, seriously.
He loaves the bread under his arms, Joe, as he gets out. And by the way, the restaurant. All about all the guys on the Giant beat running to the restaurant to go take pictures of the room that they had lunch in. Come on, let's relax.
This is the best, and the best was they did the deal. In the restaurant.
In the restaurant. And all the guys had to go there and take pictures of the room.
I know. And the former Bud Adams, and the plane turned around because Tennessee actually thought. The best was he liked Cam Ward. And John Harbaugh can't even coach up Lamar Jackson. He was going to coach up Cam Ward. $20 million. He's a great head coach. He's a great. I'll give him what it is. But these coaches, 20, and we're supposed to feel sorry for them. We're supposed to feel sorry for these guys.
Remember,
he needs a kick in his ass.
He is not the X's and O's savant, that the guys like McVay and Shanahan and these guys are. That is not what you're getting with Harbaugh. But the most important thing, Joe, that the Giants are going to get with him is
pedigree.
He's going to bring respectability and credibility back to the organization. The once proud New York football giants are now going to have respect back in their organization. Helps that they've got a young quarterback. Helps that they got this animal Scatterbo playing running back. So they've got some things now here, Joe, and they've got the opportunity to turn it around in fairly short order with Harbaugh being the coach. I don't love this Monken, who's going to be the
this Monken too. I mean,
but you got it. I said you had to do anything to get him in, and if that means you got to bring Monken too, that's the way it goes.
That's fine. And look, they're much more attractable now as being potentially a wild card contender, assuming that Scatterbo comes back.
Scatterbo.
Excuse me. From the dislocation and the ankle injury.
You know that.
He'll be fine. He'll bounce back. The kid's doing streams now on Twitch. He'll be fine. Again, I'm not bleeding for him. It's a terrible injury. Hope he bounces back in a big way.
Give the kid a break. Honestly.
You want me to give everybody breaks? I'll give everybody breaks. These coaches, the kids making $8 million a year from NIL and being the Hamburglar. Hey, why don't we? I tell you what, I think I might have bet the Paul when they got smashed by St. John's. Do I get my money back on that for the kids shaving points?
There was a lot of games on there that you could have you probably were involved with in terms of the shaving points. There was a lot of questionable games.
I love all the gurus now. The gurus, ready?
Yeah, there's a lot of
regulated markets. They found this out. The regulated markets. Don't worry about the regulated markets. They figured it out. What sports book? I can't get down 10 G's on a game. Who got down 500,000 on a game? What sports book? Everybody's a wheel and a guru in this industry. Everybody's a wheel and a guru. A guru, and a schmuck at all the same time. I mean, come on. Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
Really everybody's a wheel now. It's amazing. Sit back with that shit-eating grin.
Yeah, wow. Look at Joe. Gets right involved. 7.5 minutes in, and he lets one fly.
That's it.
Drop.
I do look fed and under. I'm ready. All
right, Joe. Divisional weekend here. 4 games. The best 8 teams left. This is my favorite weekend of the year.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Because you usually have, it's very rare you have somebody who doesn't belong here. And I don't believe that you have that this weekend. You usually get the 8 best teams this weekend. There it is and Ripper's right. I mean, you can't even, they give you a $200 limit on DraftKings. These guys are laying, 6 figures down on some UMBC.
So you're one of the guys that are crying. You're one of the guys that are crying.
Me? I'm one of the guys that are crying. Yeah. What am I crying about? I'm not looking at that.
Get money down.
I am not having that problem. Ripper's saying he can't get $200 down on DK and I believe it because they slash these people. But yet we got all this story with these 6 figures on these completely meaningless college basketball games.
What is the Ohtani interpreter like this weekend?
Ippy, whatever his name is, Ippo, whatever. I forget his name. IPPIEI. All right, I'm really pumped, Joe. We love these this weekend. This is the last real weekend of football. It gets, we're almost at the end. It's unfortunate. It makes you upset. And look at that, the Bronx Buckeye, Eddie and Columbus in the house too. I made it back, boys. Look at this. Made it back. We'll even get him in. Look at that. The Bronx Buckeye.
How'd you do that? Look at that.
Joe, I got all kinds of tricks for you this week. I got all sorts of tricks.
Is that the polo grounds behind you?
No.
What is that? Is that the Orchard Park Stadium?
That is cold and snowy Soldier Field, which we're going to have, of course, this week. Cold and snowy Soldier Field.
You're crazy.
On late Sunday with the Bears and the Rams. All right.
You know what? Hang on. Let me just say this.
Yeah.
I don't even know if this is a word, but when I was growing up and my Italian grandmother, he's a little bazzaril. He's a little bazzaril. I think I am. You're a little bazzaril, I think, Carver.
Me?
Yeah, you're butts.
Okay. You and these Italian, you're throwing this stuff around now.
I don't even know if it's Italian. Kid's a little bazzaril,
Whatever you say, Joe. That's perfectly fine by me. Last week, I was 4-2 in the wild card round. here. Now I didn't write down your last two, so be truthful here. What did you have your last couple? I know me and you both had the Eagles, right? We were both on the Eagles in that game, so that was both a loss for us. What'd you have in the Patriot-Charger game?
Chargers.
So
Or I might have had the over, one of the two.
You lost either way. Whether you had the Chargers or the over, you were a loser.
I had a bad
And
week.
we both had Pittsburgh on Monday night.
Yeah, so we're terrible.
So that means you were 2 let me count this up, Joe. You were 2-4 last week. I was 4-2.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lose the rest of the playoffs.
I was 4-2 in the wild card round.
I'm coming right out. I'm not gonna lose the rest of the playoffs.
You're making a statement, and
I'm making a statement from here on out,
and that's okay.
I'm not going to lose. I'm going to talk it into fruition. Sam Darnold?
You're going to get there, Steve, in a moment. Once we get into that Niners-Seahawks game.
Stephen Bloom.
We'll start things off, Joe. We'll do them in order. Saturday, 4:30. Of course, the Buffalo Bills head to Denver to see the Broncos, and that is where I'll start, Joe, here. Look at that.
Look at this.
We're just going all out on Carver and Lisi now for the playoffs with the graphics. -1.5 right now for the Broncos. So this opened Bills 1.5. It has gone through and crossed over into Denver side of things. Depending on where your book are, 108, 112. The total, Joe, I actually got it now as of this second up to 46.5 at a couple of places. We've got 45.5 there on the screen for this week. Look, Joe, I think you know where I'm going to be going here, but let's talk this through a little bit before I just, give you what everybody thinks is going to be like a homer pick for us. I think you had to be super impressed with what Allen did last week in Jacksonville, especially with the lack of firepower that he has. Now he loses a little bit more. I mean, listen, they're acting like Shavers and Gabe Davis are Jerry Rice and John and Taylor. Like, let's relax here. I mean, those are not what those guys are, but he is losing guys. He's got 3 healthy wide receivers as he heads to Denver this week, Joe. And there's so many things stacked against the Bills this week. Denver had the bye. They've had 2 weeks of rest. The Bills are on the short rest, 6 days. The Bills have an injury report that's like 25, 30 guys long. Allen's banged up. They've got no wide receivers. Him, travel to Denver, altitude. I haven't heard anyone, and these people, a lot of people in Denver, Joe, are basically like dismissing this. Like, they think this is like a free ride, that Denver's going to crush the Bills on Saturday, which I got news for you. They might win, but that ain't going to happen. They're not going to blow them out in this game. Joe, one thing I really love about the Bills, that it's a very workmanlike approach to this game this week. You can tell that this is a team that's played a lot of playoff games after the last few years. You can tell that this is a team that knows and can taste that this is a year where they can make it happen. There was another team that's on a short week this week that's playing on Saturday that there was a lot of belly aching about the schedule. There was a lot of belly aching about travel. There was none of that out of Buffalo. This is no excuses, play like a champion. And I like that mindset, Joe, of this team as they head into Denver.
Yeah, I see it differently, Carver. I'm glad that you're up on your soapbox.
Why wouldn't you see it differently?
I'm glad that you're up on you were lucky.
Go ahead. You could shill like all the rest of them. Show the Bronco defense, basically the same one that came into Buffalo last year in the playoffs and gave up 31 points. So basically the same Bronco, and you got this Bo Nix. So Bo Nix, year number 2.
Big bad Bo Nix.
Joe Montana now, Bo Nix.
Big bad Bo Nix. It's a rematch of last year, isn't it? I think Sean Payton.
31-7.
Yeah, I think Sean Payton is head and shoulders above your gutless head coach.
Well, you know what? I don't disagree with you that he's a better head coach, but but you know what, Joe? Those guys don't put the pads on and go on the field. So I know that gets you so far, and I admit that Sean Payton is a better head coach than Sean McDermott. I don't think anybody would sit here and fight you over that. But at the end of the day,
very defensive.
Who's got the best player on the field?
Josh Allen.
Who's got? Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you think you're going to get away with running for 79 yards and 3 yards per carry against Denver?
Cook had $120 against Denver last year in the playoffs.
Okay, so you're saying that all of a sudden Denver's...
I am saying that they are not going to get stymied the way that they did against Jacksonville last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, Hero?
I think they're going to be able to run the football on Denver.
Well, then why even play the game?
I think that Denver is an excellent defense. They are one of the 3 or 4 best defenses in the NFL. but they are also more an excellent pass defense than a run defense. I think that the pass is where the Surtain, although that's where their bread is buttered. I think that you can run on this team.
And I think that Denver can run on your gutless front seven as well.
Well, anybody could if they actually do it. And I thought that your boy, Wonder Boy, Liam Cohen last week,
well, he was a fish out of water.
I thought he became a little bit of a look at me, egomaniac in the second half. I'm a tough guy. I'm a young offensive mind. Oh, I could run the ball for 13 yards a clip all day, but I'm going to show you that I can pass. And I'm going to do that in the second half. And you know where that got him, Joe? He ain't playing this weekend.
Well, he got a nice. That reporter gave him nice compliments.
Whatever about that.
I'm just saying, she's making shirts now
but
too.
Here's what I will tell you: the Denver Broncos, can they run the ball like that?
I think R.J. Harvey can. I think he can. Oh, really? You don't know about that? Okay. All right. Here's what I do know: your gutless wide receiver Shakir, 12 targets, 12 receptions. How many more bubble screens does he want to catch in that offense?
Joe, Brandon
Cooks, they scraped off the street.
They scraped him off the street, and he's actually making catches.
Ernie Shavers?
Look,
you got Ernie Shavers?
Shavers is out, Joe. He's not playing.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Keon Coleman finally caught a pass.
They're going to need Keon Coleman this week. They're going to need Keon Coleman.
Gabe Davis banged up. You guys, is this circa what? 2015 that we're rolling guys out? Brandon Cooks, Shavers back in that offense last year. Ernie Shavers' cousin.
Let me ask you this then. Did they make plays last week? Did Cooks make plays last week?
This defense, listen, Jacksonville's defense is not.
Did Kincaid make plays last week?
He made one big one. He didn't make enough.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what, Joe? If you notice, it's each drive, it's somebody making a big one. It's spread around with the Bills.
So this is a complete football team.
This is not going to be Justin Jefferson, old Justin, 11 catches for 189 yards. Nobody's doing that.
Dink.
Joe, did it get the job done?
Barely.
Okay. All right. So now we're playing horseshoes and hand grenades now.
Yeah.
Is that what we're playing? I thought we were in the NFL. Now we're playing horseshoes and hand grenades. Was it close? Was it not close? Did it just get by? Joe, they won the football game.
Back-to-back road games, Carver. Back-to-back road games is going to catch up with this team. And not only that, this team that's at home lost one game to Jacksonville, and it was after they knocked around Green Bay. They've won these games at home. 7-1 at home, 7-1 at home, 7-1 at home, and they've won by 10 points plus per game. And you know what? They have a Super Bowl winning coach. And after this loss, you're going to be wishing that your head coach was fired last year, so maybe you could have gotten one of these hot commodities.
Joe, you're telling me.
You'd be better off. You know what? You'd be better off with Stefanski as your head coach than this clown McDermott.
Joe, look.
I'm just saying.
You could say whatever you want.
I just said it. You didn't say it. You're typical Bills Mafia, and I love you. And I love Josh Allen. But typical Bills Mafia, us against the world, we got Josh. Josh can't do it on his own, okay? This isn't the Josh Allen of old. He's lost a little in regards to his Superman status. They've been knocking him around like a piñata.
No, if anything, he's added to the Superman status. He has got hacks out there with him lining up. You're acting like he still has Stephon Diggs.
This is a Josh Allen legacy game. Legacy game.
This guy has absolute scraps he's bringing out there with him at wide receiver.
Be his agent. You should be his agent.
Shakir is a very good third wide receiver.
Who?
Shakir's a very good third wide receiver. He should not be getting 12 targets in a game. He has to because they've got junk out there, Joe, and this guy's still carrying him across the line. You're absolutely nuts. And Bo Nix, 1-8. Against winning teams that score 17 or more points. Green Bay's the only team that he beat this year in his career that scored more than that.
You know what Bo Nix has?
What's that, Joe?
You know what Bo Nix has? Let me just tell you.
Go ahead, because you destroyed this guy when he was in college. You dragged this guy from the plains of Auburn all the way up to the farms in Oregon. You drag this guy back and forth across the country. And now this week, because you're backing him, you're going to tell me something good about Bo Nix?
Look,
Go ahead,
I got
Joe.
the mic. I got the mic. You know what he's got? He's got pedigree.
Oh, yeah.
His dad was a winning quarterback at Auburn. He's got pedigree.
Okay, he's got pedigree.
Pedigree.
You believe that? Let's see how far that gets him tomorrow. Let's see how far that gets him. Let's see how far pedigree gets him. Because I know one thing, Joe. McDermott, he ain't great in-game manager.
McDermott's going to cost you this game. And you know what? I'm going to call you right after it's over.
As bad as the defense has been in spots, and I thought they played very well last week, confusing Lawrence and changing things up. They're going to do the same thing to Knicks on Saturday. Same thing. And you better hope that Sean Payton, and he's a smart man who's won a Super Bowl, you better hope he sticks with the program, unlike Wonder Boy last week, who didn't stick with the program and decided to try to thump his chest. I'm going to throw the football because I know everything and get away from the run. You better hope Sean Payton's got the horses to be able to run the football all day, because if he does, he'll win.
Well, let me just say this. Trevor Lawrence turned into Fabio. I mean, he sucked. All right? He's a dead ringer.
He sucked, Joe, because McDermott and the defense did a good job on him.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think the
but now we can't give credit. You see, you're one of these guys who, well, when it's good for me, I'm going to give credit over here. When it's not good for me, I'm not going to give credit over there.
I just think Lawrence, look, the kid doesn't have it. The kid doesn't have it.
Joe, tell it like it is. Buffalo's going into Denver, and they're beating the Broncos on Saturday.
No, not going to happen.
It is. It's happening. This is the year. You want to know what? They're probably going to crush me again. I'm putting the chips in the middle. They're going in, and they're beating the Broncos on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then if you feel so good about it, make it a ruby slipper. Make it a ruby slipper.
Is the game.
Make it a ruby slipper.
Ruby slipper, Mortadell.
Yeah.
Snoopy name you want to tag on.
A little corned beef and hash. A little corned beef and hash.
They will win the game.
Irish faithful? Good. I'll meet you in O'Brien's pub after it's over.
The game.
I'll meet you in O'Brien's. All right?
We're in the game.
I'm going to tell you this. Smash job. Okay. Denver. Smashed. Okay.
I know one thing. They better hope that they're not going to have to come back in the fourth like they did against all these other teams, because I got bad news for them this week. They're not playing the Giants or the Raiders or any of these other teams that they came back and beat. They're
Ripper's
playing.
Right. You're the Atlas. You got it all figured out.
Yeah.
You're the Atlas.
The Atlas. I have it.
I mean,
first ruby slipper of 2026.
Yeah, make it a ruby slipper. You're so tough.
The Bills over the Broncos. Ruby slipper play for me. It's a win.
It's a win.
It's a win. I think they're going to go in and do it.
Fabio, I mean, if I wanted to be mean, I could have said, there's a part of me that thinks he looks like Rocky Dennis in Mask. But that's besides the point. I mean, I don't know. He does. He's like, oh, look at the hair. Look at the face looks like he got smashed by 18 tire irons, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, really. I mean, does anybody say that? I mean, Trevor, be grateful you have talent to be a quarterback.
Denver minus 1.5 for you.
Yeah. You know what? 2.5. I think we're going to win by a field goal. 2.5.
Well, there it is. Just, that's it. Just, run it down.
The Bronx Buckeye wants college rack picks. We're in the heart of NFL.
What he's saying is football is just about over. So are we going to do college basketball picks for the weekend next
I got to dial in. I haven't watched the college basketball game all year.
I've been in Bryant last night, Hawaii last night. Had a couple last night.
The red phone's ringing. I guess they're calling you up.
Mid-major hits last night for me, which was very good.
Huh?
Bills
Hot
win.
Tamale likes Bryant. Hot Tamale likes Bryant.
Tamale likes Bryant. Yeah, I should have sent you. I didn't send you the text.
Yeah.
Or maybe you got it and you ignored it. I don't know. I have no idea. There it is. First ruby slipper of 2026. It's on the screen and it's ready to go.
I can't wait.
One more time, Joe. There it is for you. Buffalo, Denver, Saturday, 4:30.
Yeah, I'm on the other side. Denver's going to roll.
Oh, now they're going to roll. So why don't you be a tough guy and alt it? No, 6.5, 9.5.
I have my pick. I have my pick.
Alt it up.
I have my pick.
Tough guy.
I have my pick. I have my pick. I have my pick. I have my pick. Okay?
So you're on Denver.
I have my pick. Denver, yeah. But I have my Mortadell. Don't take away my thunder. Don't take away my thunder.
On the other side now. You did this on purpose today.
What do you mean I did it on purpose?
You know that Allen's winning this game. You know that he is.
I tell you what. I'll give you a bone.
No, I don't want a bone from you. You said what you said. You said what you said, and that's it. I don't want any bones from you.
I'm going to
I
give
don't
you a
want it.
bone.
Yeah,
Let me give you a freebie.
Yeah, sure.
I think they get smashed.
Okay.
But if Josh Allen were to somehow miraculously pull this game out, they're going to go to the Super Bowl. How about that? I gave you a bone.
I actually think next week's the tougher game if they get through this one.
Well, I wouldn't.
I think they're winning this game.
Okay.
I think it's a good matchup for them.
Okay. You got it all figured out.
I do. I have
Got
it
it all
I have it all figured out.
Smoke and mirrors.
Smoke
Stephen
and mirrors.
Bloom.
There it is. Steve knows. Smoke and mirrors. This Denver team.
All right, let's go.
Hungry team. Hungry, this Bill team. They could see the line. They could see the other side of the tunnel, Joe. It's right there for them. They're 120 minutes of football away this week and next week. The line is right there for 17 to finally play in this game. He's going to get there.
All right, okay.
This is the year for him to do it. The late game on Saturday. Hawks and Niners in Seattle. Unlike from the Bills, where you really didn't hear about a lot of the disadvantages, you hear plenty of them from Kyle Shanahan and the Niners about, they're going to do us any favors, the schedule is going to play on Saturday. A lot of belly aching, Joe, coming out here from the Niners. But, hey, it is what it is. And some guys get advantages, some guys don't. That's probably why the Niners are playing the later game of the two, because he did belly ache. So we'll give him some credit for that. This has now gotten, Joe, I got a flat 7. We saw 7.5 early in the week. And now with this news about Sam Darnold, that he tweaked his oblique or something at practice. I mean, he went and talked to the media after. He didn't seem to think it was that big of a deal. Do you think he's playing possum a little bit here, Joe, Sam Darnold?
I think so. I think Darnold's playing a little bit of possum. Now you're going to get more movement on San Francisco. And I think that's where you'll see some line movement. Don't be shocked if we don't see 6.5s enter into the market closer to tomorrow based off that, news about Darnold. I think now, are they similar to where Detroit was last year? Best defense potentially in the NFC, at least left in the playoffs. And are they going to make a statement against a team that they've owned in the last regular season game?
Yeah. Minus
George Kittle. What are you going to get? It's got to be a huge Christian McCaffrey game. Got to be a huge Juwan Jennings game. This DeMarcus Robinson's not going to carry you with the 7 in this matchup. But I do feel that San Francisco has to forget the rushing attack. You got to go over the top with tempo. And that's going to be the matchup. So if they could do that early, they'll be in the game. I don't love the side as much as I like the total.
Okay, I was kind of leaning towards the total as well, Joe. I think that Shanahan's maybe done his best job ever in San Francisco. And that this is a guy that I have, I've beaten him up a lot, Shanahan, because I don't think he gets as much, negative towards him for some of the huge losses that he has had. As much of a whiz that he is, he's lost some games, Joe, that are honestly despicable that he lost. He had double-digit fourth-quarter lead against Kansas City in that first Super Bowl. He had double-digit fourth-quarter lead against the Rams in that NFC Championship game. You can go on and on. There's some games that I don't think Shanahan gets those strikes on his record that he should. And he's got to eventually win one, just like McDermott does, if he's going to keep winning all the, every year, 6 straight year with a win in the playoffs. Yeah, go win a Super Bowl. But Shanahan needs to win one at some point too. But saying all that, Joe, I think this is the best job he's ever done. With all the injuries that he's had, he was dragging Mac Jones around early in the season, Joe. And he was able to win games. I understand 2 weeks ago, their offense really got shut down at home too, and that was with Kittle in the game. I feel like because they're playing so close together that Shanahan's going to have some new wrinkles. And I think San Francisco is going to be around in this game. I don't think they win it. But I don't think – and look, that was what, 13-3 that game, the last game of the season?
Yeah, it was horrible.
It was a horrible game, and they were going inside the 10, and Brock threw that pick that tipped off of his guy, and what did it tip off of Kittle, right, Joe? Wasn't that off of Kittle, and then the
Yeah.
linebacker picked it off?
Yep.
That who knows what happens there if you get in, ifs and buts, candy and nuts. I think Seattle wins, Joe, but I think the Niners are going to give them every inch of the game, and it's going to come right down to the end.
It wouldn't shock me. Again, it wouldn't shock me if San Francisco's competitive. I do feel that Purdy bounces back with a better effort. I'm still concerned about the wide receivers for San Francisco. Again, why? And I need to know, and I put out a chart, 26 of the top 32 wide receivers in the NFL this year, whether due to injury or just bad quarterback play and lack of productivity, failed to even eclipse their numbers from last year.
Okay.
And we see Jawan Jennings, one catch, he gets the big 45-yarder. They never go back to him.
Yeah.
I mean, how was that
a lot
possible?
of DeMarcus Robinson last week, right?
But that's my point. Are you going to go into this game feeding DeMarcus
plays too?
I know, but are you going to go into this game throwing to DeMarcus Robinson every play?
Yeah.
Like I just now Kittle's out. Is it Tonjes? Or is it going to be checkdowns to McCaffrey on every throw? And that. Look, here's the thing. I think in a rematch situation with a divisional opponent, no matter how banged up they are, back-to-back road game, 7 points in a divisional round, to me, is just way too much. But I think we blow through this total.
I knew
this is my mortadella chicken cutlet over of the NFL playoffs, no doubt about it, the Red Phone special. Okay? The Red Phone, I want my money. Give me my money. The diamond play. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Give me my money. I want my money. This stupid ass chain. Give me my money. Over. 44.5. Easy. Give me my money.
I got to tell you, I knew you were going to take the over. I knew it because I know how Joe operates. And the way Joe operates is he takes whatever he's hearing is the absolute, no doubt about it, of the week. And everybody's on the under in this Seattle-San Francisco game. 13-3, Sam Darnold, Niners got no Kittle. They shut him down last time. Joe takes all of this stuff and he says, oh, yeah, let me show you. I'm taking the over. And that's what Joe's doing. He's going to give him credit. He's going to go after it. God bless and good luck, Joe. I hope you get there because I'd prefer that kind of a game than a 13-3 game again because that game was a snooze fest 2 Saturdays ago.
It was.
Snooze fest. So I hope it gets to the over. For the sake of the show, Joe, I'm taking the Niners plus the 7. I do think Seattle wins, but I think it's a field goal game. And look, maybe it's because I don't trust this Darno yet. He has, last year, Joe, he was awful in that game against the Rams in the playoffs with Minnesota. Awful. And I just keep going back to that. And I need, this is a new year, different team, things like that. Maybe I got to see him not play like a hack in the playoffs before I can lay 7 with him in a game of this magnitude. I'm going to take the Niners with the 7, Joe.
All right.
And think that they're going to be around in this game. So Niners for me, over 44.5 for Joe. All right, Sunday, the early game, which is a 3:00 East now, remember, on Sunday. The Houston Texans, who obliterated the Steelers in the second half on Monday night. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is still in the ice bath. They hung around, Joe. For a half, Joe, that looked like it was going to be the typical Steeler Mike Tomlin hang around. They're getting all these turnovers from Stroud, but they're keeping him in the game, but they're not capitalizing. And it was going to be like some fluky play, like a punt return or something that wins it for him. But no, Joe. In the second half, the Houston defense The dam broke, and they broke them in a big way on Monday night. And now they will try to do it to Drake May and the Patriots, who, same thing. It was kind of like, they messed around with the Chargers for a little bit, and then the dam broke on Sunday night. And Herbert was. And I know, Joe, everyone's got every excuse in the book for Justin Herbert. Every excuse in the book. And I know he had no, his line is bad. He had no weapon. He's got none of. He was awful in that game again. He's 0-3 in the playoffs now, Joe, and I don't want to hear about him anymore until he wins a playoff game. Justin Herbert. I'm tired of hearing about him. But either way, he's gone. Texans, Pats. Drake May, unbelievable year. Has he seen a defense like this, though, Joe?
No, but again, as good as Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson are, and now everybody, this is the 85 Bears.
Everyone's All-American. This is one of these everybody's All-American.
I said it. Everybody loves them. And I'm not taking away from the front seven. I'm not. But the only way they win that game last week is because of how bad a typical Arthur Smith and Mike Tomlin offense are in the playoffs.
Yep.
They just refuse to just go deep.
That was awful.
And Rodgers was terrible. And, again, another game plan. DK Metcalf comes back, first drive, he gets 2 catches, 42 yards. Never go back to the guy again. Explain that to me. I'm just saying it's typical stupidity out of these teams and these offensive coordinators. And could somebody tell me why we're trying to sign up Arthur Smith as a head coach? The guy's he's a clown. He's a loser. And, the guy doesn't need the money. Don't feel bad for him. His dad's a billionaire. Let him go get a job in Jersey Mike's or something. All right. And that's not to take away from Jersey Mike's, but he is horrible. How you would want this clown as a head coach of your organization? He could get it done in Atlanta with Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts. You want to have this clown coaching your team? Unbelievable. Back-to-back years, 2 years in a row, he's got alligator arms in the playoffs. Afraid to open it up. Give me a break. But if there is one head coach who basically falls in that, and let me just state for the record before anything. His first year, when he takes C.J. Stroud and he takes that team to a division title and a playoff win over Cleveland, he was deserving, over Brian Daboll to be coach of the year. I said there were 2 head coaches that year that were deserving. Pete Carroll, that had a 5.5 win total, and DeMeco Ryans. And if it's between Carroll and Ryans, I would have given it to DeMeco Ryans for elevating that team. But as good of a defensive mind as he is another one that's a deer in the headlights. This mentality of just rely, and I love defense. Defense travels. But the guy just refuses to have a killer instinct. Now, they opened it up a little bit against Pittsburgh, but again, there's no killer instinct. The defense opened it up for you, right? You make mistakes against New England, and I don't love New England, but they're just as disciplined as Houston defensively as well. They're not going to hand you the game. And look, I don't love both teams. I don't. But I think New England, this line smells to me. Why is New England 3? Drake May, second start. C.J. Stroud has gotten to this level. They have the much better defense. But I'm still not sold on their weapons. And again, is Nico Collins? He's
not playing.
He's out. Right. So
I don't think that they've officially ruled him out yet, but it's everybody seems to say.
But my point is, here's the point. Even when Nico Collins is in there, DeMeco Ryans, again, go through the game tape. First drive, they go to Nico Collins 8 times. They never go back to him the rest of the game. There's multiple games where Nico Collins has had a huge impact in the first quarter, and they go away from him the rest of the football game.
Why win games 40-15 when I can win them, when I can lose them 16-13?
But it's a common theme in the NFL, Carver. 26 of the top 40 wide receivers didn't. eclipse last year's total. Is this the mentality now? Hey, we have a star number one. We're not going to throw him the football. When did this become an option? And here is the other thing that I can't stand, not to go on the beaten path, but I hear this on every fucking broadcast.
Whoa!
Every fucking broadcast.
Can't make a clip now.
You can make a clip. I'm sorry. Tom Brady, Olsen, all these guys. The defense is daring you to run the football. What the fuck is that? Since when? Let me ask you a question. You have the football. You dictate what they do. If you do what the defense wants you to do, you fucking idiots, you're going right into the game plan. Who does that? Well, they're daring them to run. So what? You don't run it. If they're playing two high safeties, what about a dig pattern? I throw it every single down in front of them and make them forced to come up. And if they don't want to do it, I'd run tempo. Since when do we have offensive coordinators on every single play that run down the play clock to zero? Since when is this the norm in the NFL? Give me Gruden, give me Olsen, and give me Brady. I want to know if Brady was playing, he would do that on every single fucking play. Enough with these guys.
MT Smith giving the disclaimer there. Carver and Lisi is officially PG-13 now.
That's it. Enough. I don't care. I'm tired of it.
Let me clean up a couple
Tom Brady's sitting there. Oh, they're daring them to run. Well, Tom, if you were the quarterback, would you run if they're daring you to run? You have the football. You can't throw against two high safeties? Since when? You throw underneath. You throw underneath.
I got handed some notes here by our research and development department. Just to clean up a few things. In D'Amico Ryan's first year, he lost the Coach of the Year to Kevin Stefanski. That was the Flacco year. Brian Dable won the year before that.
There you go.
That was the Pete Carroll year where you were championing Pete Carroll and Brian Dable won.
Okay, but he beat Stefanski in the playoffs.
He did beat Stefanski in the playoffs, and then last year he beat Harbaugh in the first round. Both years then lost to the Chiefs, I guess, in the second round going through. Now they will play New England. Now, after all of that, I will tell you, I think New England's going to win the game. I think they're going to win the game comfortably, honestly. I think that, Joe, this line should be more than 3. I think it's not because of how ferocious the Texan D was against Aaron Rodgers on Monday night, and they're getting pumped up a little bit here. I don't know how Houston's scoring honestly, Joe. Like I thought Stroud sucked the other night. It's again going to be a cold outdoor environment in Foxborough against a pretty good Patriot defense. I mean, they're no slouch either with what Vrabel's done with them. I think that this is a game that the Patriots are going to win. You know, I'll call it, Joe, 20-7, 23. I mean, 23-10. Like I really believe that the Patriots are the side here, and I think it should be more than 3. And I'm going to go and take that, Joe. I'll take the Pats minus the 3.
I'm with you. I think it's an under, though, because, again,
it's a low total, 40.5. You know, I went after it with the Houston Steeler game. This is obviously a much better offense here with New England than the Steelers had. That's for sure. But either way, Joe, checker on a checker. New England minus 3.
But do you think I'm wrong? My point is...
I understand what you're saying.
All I hear throughout the NFL, the defense is daring you to run. Why? Why? Because they're playing two high safeties. So throw underneath them. You're telling me in all the history of the NFL, they've never played two high safeties. In all the history, with the Tampa 2 and all this other crap.
I will put this up here for Steve. How do the Patriots score against the Houston D? I believe the Patriots, Joe, will be able to run the football better than Houston will be able to run the football against New England. Because
I think May can make plays with his legs. I think that's the one thing.
He can do that too. I mean, and that was one thing that obviously Rodgers had zero chance of doing on Monday night.
Right.
There was no mobility whatsoever. I mean, when Hunter and Will Anderson and these guys are bearing down on him, Joe, he can't get away from it. I mean, I'm not saying May will every time, but at least there's a chance he's going to get away from it once in a while and make a little something happen. I think the Patriots, I don't think the Patriots are going to score 30 points here. I don't think that they're going to do that, but I think 20 is going to do the job. 17-20 is going to do the job because I don't think Houston's getting any more.
I tell you, they're going to need Dalton Schultz. They're going to need Kirk.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to need somebody.
Joe, they're going to need to run the football.
They're not going to run it.
And I don't think that they can. And I think that that's going to be the biggest. And Stroud is a hack. I mean, look, it just you're another guy who gassed him up as an Ohio State quarterback.
I gassed him up.
Yeah,
I was impressed with him.
And look, it's hard to say. It's not very fair because the guy has won 3 playoff games now. It is a little, but I don't know. I don't think he still deserves.
Here we go. Look here.
He has won 3 playoff games, but he's won 3 more than Justin Herbert has. I'll tell you that.
Look at this. We've been on an hour almost. I tell you.
All right. Well, here you go. The second game Sunday. Rams Bears.
Dum.
They're saying, Joe, our weather people here are saying it's going to be a wind chill. First it was -5, then it's -10. I saw somebody today say -20 wind chill for the Rams and the Bears.
That's not the right total. 40.5.
Probably not. You want to know why, Joe?
48.5 is the total.
48.5 right now because you want to know why, Joe? And it's 4. Considering we've put 4 graphics up there so far, for only one of them to have an error with our graphics department and what we pay them is pretty stunning in itself. But you're right. It's 48.5 is where the Rams.
But I've been on networks where the graphics are wrong almost every show. So
well, and look again, we probably don't pay our graphics team on this show enough, and that's why.
But that's why we're actively looking for sponsors.
So you saw what they did, Joe. Is they basically they took the board from the New England Houston game and they changed all the numbers except that one. They didn't change that because that's.
Well, I'm glad that at least we caught it, right?
Well, we caught it and we know. I've heard a lot about the weather and all these things, Joe, with the Bears and the Rams this week. Joe, I think there's only one guy that this obviously applies to, and that's Stafford. Stafford's 1-9 in rain/snow games in his career.
But he did cover last year.
He did cover last year, the Philly game, of course, in the second round. He's played in Chicago a lot when he was in Detroit. So, Joe, I mean, Devontae Adams, he played most of his career in Green Bay. Puka Nacua spent a lot of time in Provo, Utah, BYU. Kyron Williams went to Notre Dame. Blake Corum went to Michigan. Joe, these guys have played in the snow before and in the cold. Like, I believe that McVay is coming out and he is pounding this football. You watch these Bear games, Joe. Again, your boy LaFleur last week with the Packers. He's another guy. He's
not my boy.
An egomaniac who's got the game in hand, and he says, I'm going to show you that I'm smarter than everyone else, and basically switch everything that he's doing in the second half as he's up 21-3 and he yaks the game away. Sean McVay's not doing that. Sean McVay knows what he's going to have to do in sub-zero temperatures, and that's take Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, and shove them straight up the Bears you-know-what. Now, I hate going after the Bears, Joe, because I do believe that they're on a magic carpet ride. And I do believe it's hard to get in front of them because they're doing weird things every single week and they're getting through and they're winning. But I'm taking the Rams to win this game. At 4, I don't know if I'm laying 4. That's dicey. I got a couple Rams futures that I'm happy to get through. And if this thing creeps down to 3 somehow, Joe, because there's 3.5s now, this gets to 3 by Sunday as everybody looks and sees how scary the weather looks, and we're going to bet Chicago. I'll jump on the Rams again at 3 if it gets there.
I'm just going to tell you this.
Here we go.
The Rams defense could be had. The Rams defense all of a sudden has come back to mediocrity.
Okay.
And everybody's talking about how bad the Chicago Bears defense is. But that defense now, in basically 3 straight weeks, even though they lost 2 straight games, right, to San Fran and Detroit, they put them in a position in the Detroit game to pull that game out. They tied it up. They put themselves in a position defensively to get back into that game last week. Here's what I know. I like Ben Johnson. The guy's got stones. The guy's got balls, and he steps up. And you know what? They just keep coming at you. They just keep coming at you. And there's one guy that I didn't buy into, and I'm buying into him now. And that's Street Ball Williams. Let me tell you, when Street Ball cooks, big things happen. And this team from LA, I think they're frauds. I think McVay, he looks good. He probably looks like how I would be as a head coach. Hair, working out, tight shirt. I get all that model. He's got the wife and everything else. But this team in Chicago, they got a little something. They got moxie. They ain't afraid. I like Colston Loveland. I like this DeAndre Swift that plays. He's a Philly kid. He plays with a little gumption. I think they smack around the Rams. I think they smack them around. I'm telling you, they're going to beat up Stafford. You wait and see. They are going to, I'm telling you, you're going to hear they're going to batter him. And it wouldn't shock me if they put him in a body bag just from the physicality perspective, not literally, of course, but they're going to beat him up. This Stafford with his veneers, let me tell you, playing football, he thinks he's hanging out on a talk show. Smash him. Outright. Bears, outright.
You think that the Bear defense is good enough to do that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'm not sold on this on the Rams defense. I think they could be had. And you know what? There's one thing that the Rams don't have that the Bears do have. You know what it is?
What's that, Joe?
Street Ball Williams. Street Ball Williams. Go down to the fire hydrant and make a left. I'll hit you at the fire hydrant. He's playing Brooklyn ball. He's playing Street Ball Williams. He's playing like he's hanging out in Brooklyn on 86th Street.
As I just love said to you.
Street Ball Williams.
I'm not going to lay 4 with the Rams or 3.5 with the Rams.
Outright.
I don't want to get – I'm very nervous that this Bear team has something special going on. I believe McVay is going to go in there and do the right thing and pound the football. And this is where I'm getting to right now, Joe, is I think that this game, everyone's going to get scared off because of the weather. I think this game is up, and away. I think that this total's come. I think, wasn't it 50 or 51 on Sunday night on the mat? Down to 48.5. Joe, I think we get there. Up, and away. You don't sound like, I thought I'd have you in with me on this. You're not, doesn't sound that way. Sounds like you don't think that. Bears D is soft. Craig is right. You see that right there, Joe?
Yeah, that's my
Bears
boy.
D is soft.
Okay.
I agree with him. I think Bears D stinks. But here's one thing that they do extremely well, Joe. They give up tons of yards. They give up points. They are great at taking the football away. They are great at that. And they're going to need to, and listen, we're not splitting the atom here. They're going to need to do a lot of that on Sunday night against the Rams. They got to take the football away.
Okay, hero.
When they do that, the magic carpet ride will
continue hero.
For them.
All right, hero.
So what's the official play? Bears plus 3.5? Is that what you're going with?
You know what? Outright.
Okay, for the sake of the show, I'm giving you Bears plus 3.5. Okay. And I'm taking the over 48.5.
I'm taking all the home teams. You know that?
Well, that's because, listen,
Joey
there's a reason why they call you Joey Chalk, Joey Public. There's a reason why we do all of that. And that, that's what it is. It's very rare that you go outside the box. You're not going to, it's not what you do. So it's nice and easy for Joe, Seattle and the Bears. Yeah, so you're not Joey Chalk. I mean, the Bears are dogs, Joe. There's no Joey Chalk there. Maybe you're Joe Public. Might be that. I haven't looked at the splits on the Bear Ram game. Where's everybody hammering that game, Joe? I haven't looked at it today.
It
depends on, Joe, once again, what do you believe the numbers that the books give you? As an example, let me see what they're throwing you here at this place. See what this place has for us, Joe. See what kind of numbers. Why is this all screwed up today?
What do you mean?
Usually they give you, that's because they don't want you to know. Usually when you go on like the FanDuel app, they'll give you the splits underneath, or you go on DK, they give you the splits underneath.
Right.
They're keeping the information secret, Joe. They don't want you to know who everybody's on.
There you go. You got it all figured out.
So at the end of the day, I believe.
Here we go.
I believe Bills-Pats next week and Seahawks-Rams next week. That's where I'm going. And it sounds like you are Broncos-Pats and Seahawks-Bears. That sounds like Joe's matchups.
Yep.
Next Sunday. Okay. So that's where we're at. NFL Divisional Playoff Weekend. All right, Joe, we are limited on time now because we've been going for a pretty long time. We cannot leave, though, without Monday night. National Championship. Miami and Indiana at Hard Rock. Home game for Miami, I guess you could say, even though there'll be more Indiana fans there than Hurricane fans. This has gotten pretty high, Joe. 8.5. It even touched 9 earlier in the week, and now it's come back down. 48.5 is the total. Monday night, 7:30 down in Miami. What do you got?
I think it's a smash job by the Hoosiers. Look, Miami wants to play bully ball. That's great. I get that. But I think Indiana does it better than anybody. And I think this is where Signetti exposes Cristobal as big time. Here's the thing. They're begging you to take the 8.5 here. They're begging you. And all the gurus.
I want to, but I don't want to. I can't get in front of it, Joe. Like
the original 5.5 number to me was just indication of a smash job. I was taking Indiana no matter what. And then when I saw it move, again, now the I always love taking points. But I just can't do it. I think 47.5 in a national championship game, I could just never do it because you're always looking to score points. Now, I don't think Miami goes into this game looking to score points because I think that let's just keep it close. Let's just keep it close.
Joe, they have one path to victory on Monday night. In my opinion, they have one path to victory, and I'm sure you're going to agree with me because it's a tale as old as time when you have a matchup like this. On paper and on the surface, it feels like the place where Miami can make some bones is obviously their enormous offensive line. That's all I've heard all week is how much bigger in size the Miami offensive line is to the Indiana defensive line. And if you believe that they are going to bully Indiana's defensive line and run the football for 200-plus yards and hold the ball for 40 minutes and do all of that, then sure, I would bet Miami. And I would actually have to also put that with, Joe, Miami's defensive line also has to win the line of scrimmage and get through the Indiana Hogs up front. And somebody actually hit this Mendoza, who has not broken a sweat at all in the college football playoff. So if you believe, Joe, that the Miami lines on both sides of the ball are going to be in this game and dominate, then that's obviously where you're playing Miami in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the way we come down with it, So we'll see exactly how this plays out. But I can't go, look, quarterback advantage, Mendoza. Coach advantage, Mendoza. We'll give the offensive.
I mean,
a huge
Cristobal's a rockhead, Joe. He just is. That's Signetti.
Yeah.
Joe, this just feels too. You really think Signetti's not going to finish the job here? I mean, come on. He's out. Even though there isn't style points, this isn't a poll. Like, you just have to win the game. Like, it almost feels like he's out for style points. Like, he wants to make it look. He wants this team talked about forever. Is like what he's going for here. And it gets away. Now remember, that Oregon game got away fast. Pick 6 right out of the gate. That Moore turning the ball over him, by the way, Joe.
Yeah, here's another one. I mean,
what a good move by him.
He's getting how about Riola? This kid's a clown. He has no idea where he's going.
All right. But either way, Joe.
He's better off.
As much as that all sounds nice, how I broke it down for Miami and what their playbook is to win this game, I can't get in front of it. I just can't. I think the only thing I would play, honestly, out of these, I actually would play the over 48.5.
That's what I told you.
I think Indiana. There's 2 ways this game goes. Either Indiana is going to win 48-17, and you're going to get the over, or it's going to be tight. And if it's tight, Joe, both teams are in the 20s, I think, and you're going to get the over, right? I feel there's 2 paths to the over here. I don't think Indiana wins 38-0. I think Miami will score a little bit if it gets into that kind of a game.
Yeah, I think this is a game where Cristobal gets exposed.
He's a rockhead. He just really is. And it's so I'm taking the over, Joe, 48.5.
That's what I like as well, but I like Indiana. I'm going to lay it.
You're going to lay it? I probably will by Monday. I'll probably lay it too. But if I'm going to put anything, like when I mess around, Joe, on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday with the NFL, and I want to try to start tying things to Monday night to have a little gas, I'll be tying it to that over. Like, I'll be tying in-game stuff to the over in the Miami-Indiana game. That's kind of where I want to be. Joe, anything else for you before we head off here? You got anything else for me?
No. I mean, picks-wise, no. Not yet.
There it is. I'll give it to you one more time before we go. I've got Buffalo plus the 1.5, San Francisco plus the 7, New England -3, Rams, Bears over 48.5, and the over 48.5 in Miami and Indiana in the college football. Joe has Denver -1.5, San Francisco, Seattle over 44.5, which is a mortadell, go to the butcher and buy the bacon and everything else, kind of whatever it is that you want to call that pick. What do you officially calling that pick?
The Mortadell chicken cutlet special.
There you go. New England -3, Bears plus 3.5, and laying it with Indiana 8.5 for Joe. The official Carver and Lisi picks for this weekend. Joe, great job. Enjoy the games. Are you on Monday night, Joe? You got any work Monday night?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Low profile for Joe.
Low profile.
Low profile for Joe. Thanks everybody for hanging out. And we will see you later. And by the way, Joe, I already got the thumbnail up for you. Look at that.
Ah, that's terrible.
Look at that. Look at Joe.
Love it. Love it.
Graphics team working hard. Between this and the golf show, Joe, I paid him a little extra this week. So ready to go.
You're the best.